Breastfed babies' default state is keto. Did you know? So in my ketogenic playlist, there is a channel called What I Learned, and he did a great breakdown of ketogenic diet and everything. He's learned about keto, and he takes it back because keto has been a diet that's been around for a very long time, very well studied in the past and studied right now. Some of the awesome studies he brought up was definitely how it was used to prevent seizures in people. And it also was researched and prevented seizures in Navy SEALs who were suffering from the bends and other things from deep sea dives and coming up really fast, etc., things of that nature. So switching over to keto is probably the hardest part about the keto diet. For me, I started off doing just one meal a day. But anyways, the main subject of this video, I just want to talk about kids and keto. What I learned, they talked about that of how babies who are breastfed are on ketones. That's all that they're feeding on. So their body naturally never really knew any carbs until you start introducing grain formulas, etc., those things. And all the studies out there that I've seen suggest that individuals who are breastfed make more money, have a happier life experience, are smarter, and are overall better set up to succeed. And they say breast is best. There's some Asian woman who has a comedy special on Netflix. I forget what her name is, but she says breast is free. And it's true, right? Mommies make milk. So why not give it to them? I remember when we were in the hospital with our second, who was slightly hydropic. They wanted to put him on this formula. I looked at the formula. This formula specifically said not for newborns, and they were going to put my kid on that. And I go, hey, why don't we try giving my boy some breast milk? And sure enough, took the breast milk, did good, and it actually reversed his problems. And he is a healthy little boy to this day. He's actually 2, and he's really smart. He knows how to skip YouTube commercials. It's great. Anyways, we always call him Buddy. If he's in a video, I always refer to him as Buddy. And so it'd been a question. My wife and I both talked about, should our kids be on keto? And I've been in the yes, they should camp. And she's occasionally found some information out there that says kids shouldn't. And the only thing that she ever found, or maybe I found it, I don't remember, but the only thing I ever found that suggested kids should not be on keto is when I found something that talked about limiting protein intake for kids. And I was like, yeah, I think that is actually a good point. Protein's necessary. Protein is good for kids. So if the keto diet restricts protein, then maybe it's not best for them. So our kids are mostly keto. They're probably cyclical keto quite a bit, kind of like I am for the most part, because we're still human. To make nights easier, we'll get pizza here and there, not all the time for sure. But the thing is, I can't wake up in the morning and feed my kids fruits or sugars or carbs of any kind, because they end up having carb crashes that they fly off the handle. And I'm trying to make sure all the vitamins that they get, none of those have sugars unless it's xylitol, sugar alternatives. But the bottom line is, there's no way we could actually transition them to less of a keto diet because they go so crazy. A lot of the times if I'm working and my wife's with the kids, she may feed them things that I normally wouldn't, and she deals with it. She's going to have a harder time. And I warn her, I'm like, hey, you want to feed them that? That's cool. But I'm not going to be here later. I'm going to be at work. And she acknowledges that. She's like, that's fine. This is just easiest for me right now. And, she's a bit of a mac and cheese-aholic. She loves that. She's a breadaholic. She loves that. But I actually, thanks to the keto lady on Instagram who I follow, she actually showed this company called the Low Carb Bread Co. And I checked it out. And my wife actually really loves everything bagels. So I found those on Amazon, and it said 2 net carbs, 16 grams of carbs, 14 grams of fiber, which equals 2 net carbs. And looking through there, they have a lot of products. It looks like we're going to be bringing some of those into the home. I'm going to see if I can really encourage my wife to give keto another shot, because she's on and off done keto. And we've actually been gluten-free for a very long time. We just recently got these cookies. Man, we got them from Papa Murphy's the most recent time that we had friends over, and we just grabbed pizzas because it was just easier than preparing the taco night that we had talked about. But anyways, gluten in cookies, man, this stuff stuck to our teeth. It was just disgusting, and we couldn't believe what a transition it had been, because it had been so long since we had gluten-filled cookies like this, and I don't know what else was in them, but they turned into a rock as soon as they were done, and that's definitely a sign of gluten. But anyways, the bottom line is kids in keto is a good thing. The default state for breastfeeding kids is keto. The other thing is you don't have to limit protein. I'll put that study in here that the Dr. Darren Schmidt video where he talked about he tested himself, and it's more deep state keto, or people who have been on keto who are very well fat adapted. Protein will not change it one bit. So anyways, get those kids ketoed. It's good for them. And the biggest problem out there today is definitely the standard American diet. There's no reason for it. Nobody should be on the standard American diet. Nobody should be eating their foods out of multiple meals a day, and that all come out of a box. Not a good idea. I'm trying to think of exceptions to that, of meals that come out of boxes, but I don't know. Maybe there's some keto meals in boxes. Man, the ones that I've had, like real good foods, disgusting. I hate all of their pizzas. I tried to get their enchiladas, but after their pizzas, I was just like, this is just terrible. And I'll have to make a video about my really simple low-carb pizza that I make at home. I'll have to make a video about my very simple low-carb tortillas we eat all the time, actually. But anyways, guys, that was it. Kind of roundabout way of talking about it, and it's just been my experience. If you've got other information, leave a comment. Stay healthy.